Blimey.
What you got there? Is that more gear?
Oh, not more gear.
Really? More gear? Show me.
Blimey.
I want one of those.
You're having a laugh. In one gear and at the other. Cycle of gas.
Hello, gassers. All right. So here we are. Welcome to Cycle of Gas. My name's Matt. In one gear, out the other, and so on and so forth. So what are we doing this week? Well, the sound check today is a second look at the lovely new Keeley Oaxa phaser, the stereo dual phaser. I changed the order from the previous one where I had the phaser at the end of the ambient chain. The phaser is now at the beginning of the ambient chain. Yeah, the Keeley Oaxa. Keeley have done a really nice thing, I think, with their new enclosures. Let's talk a bit about that. Have no gas whatsoever for any of the modelling equipment with screens and hyper complex levels of configurability. Good God. Calm down the syllables, Matty. Which kind of leads on to this new format from Keeley. I mean, 3 knobs, the odd switch for alternative settings, 2 buttons, most of them, or a lot of them got 2 buttons, some of them got 1 button. It works well. I find when I'm faced with a screen, it's kind of lost on me most of the time. I mean, I've spent decades now of not getting very far with those sorts of pedals. So that's an easy one to strike low on the gasometer, really. Anything that's overly complicated. And as for modelling, it's a big debate, you know. I mean, yeah, great. I'm guessing there are younger generations of players coming up and that's all they know. I got my first modeler in the noughties. The technology's been around for decades. Yeah, first got, I think it was at the Johnson J station. There was the Line 6 kidney shaped modelers. They were very popular. I didn't want to splash out on those, so I bought the Johnson J station because it got a very good review in Sound on Sound, and it was jolly good too. Was there a screen on that? There might not have been a screen on that, so there you go. Maybe that was what attracted me to it. But it, you know, you hooked it up to your computer and controlled it via MIDI, which is, you know, how big a screen do you want? And it was all right. I mean, I did some recordings with it, so I can see the appeal of those things. I mean, I bought the big Line 6, one of their big old floor boxes. I can't remember what model it was. It was pre-Helix, and it had a screen on it, and it had all of this flash stuff. And I plugged it. I played it about twice. I did one recording with it, and then I sold it because it's meaningless. It really is meaningless to me to have all of that stuff that you're never going to use. So complexity versus simplicity. I mean, I bought the Boss, what's it called? Their tube amp expander, and I've used it about 3 times. You know, they've since released a simplified version of it. It seems to be quite popular. But having all this software and MIDI capability, I don't find it too useful, actually. It's just a waste of time when the time that could be spent just dialing in a sound, playing and recording, you know, actually making music, which is the whole bloody point of being here in the first place. So just keeping it simple. I mean, what I've used MIDI, I've said this before, I've used MIDI since the 80s. I mean, it's 4 decades, 40 years of MIDI. 40 years of MIDI. Could be a, you know, established 1980 whatever, blah blah blah, etc., YouTube cliches. But the point being, yeah, it's great for controlling keyboards, making sounds. When I didn't have a DAW, when I didn't have a DAW, digital audio workstation back in the day, you dreamt of having a multi-track studio. I had a 4-track cassette recorder with a sync unit, and I lost 1 track of the 4 tracks to Stripe for the sync. But what that gave you was, you know, a multitude of MIDI tracks. So with a mixer, I could have 3 tracks of audio synced with reasonably unlimited tracks of MIDI bounced down to stereo. It improved the quality overall of the recordings, made it sound quite impressive. Although recording to 4-track cassette was still a pretty decent thing with the old Fostex 160. Yeah, which sort of led on to digital audio workstations. Didn't really properly get up and running with that till the noughties. And, well, here we are. You know, I mean, it's quite well established now, but I crave simplicity. I still like the idea of MIDI. I mean, controlling pedals with MIDI actually seems more useful than other things, as long as it doesn't get too complex. I mean, last band I was in, I used the Boss ES8, and I controlled tempo and presets from MIDI, and that works quite well. But, you know, it's just, if it becomes too time consuming and too complex, it takes away, detracts from creating music, playing music and enjoying music, then it's pros and cons time as far as I'm concerned. Because, well, you don't want to spend all your time programming something that may or may not work, you know. Because it's computers after all, but people labour under the bleeding delusions that all this technology is impervious. But, you know, set off one little EMP, bosh, it's all bleeding gone. You know what I mean? One electromagnetic pulse, ta-da, technology. You know, they're getting rid of analog phone lines. I mean, what happens when the service goes down? And that's not outside of the realms of imagination these days. I mean, we had the summer before last, all of the airports went down, didn't they? All of the check-in desks, all of the checkout desks at the supermarket all went down. You know, so it was some cloud-related thing going wrong. We've had major retailers being held hostage by ransomware attacks, you know, so it's not without the realms of possibility that you know, you get rid of all your analog stuff, your analog phones and everything, your analog radio and TV. Well, but what about when the digital's gone down? What then? Send smoke signals, I suppose. You know what I mean? Just spark up a big one and poof, 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 send out some smoke signals. Anyway. That's enough gassing from me. I'm going to hand you over to Matthew Elvis Brown in the Pedalscape studio doing a second play with the Keeley Oaxa, and he's going to walk you through the sound check and the signal chain. So let's go over there now. Okay, so we're running eBay Jazzmaster, clean tones, neck, bridge, middle, it's all academic, mate. None of that's true. Scratch that. Thought it was not changing very much. We're on the rhythm circuit. Now, neck. Bridge. Middle. So that's your clean tones. Jazzmaster, Manis. So we'll get a little bit of subtle stock EQ and GE diode on the Manis. Just a little bit of drive for a cleanish boost on the neck. Give it a nice bit of... So from the Manis, we go into the Laney. Through all the valve or tube goodness of the Laney, with a tiny bit of the onboard reverb, speaker out into the Captor 8, where we split the dry, goes into compressor, into record, line comes into the wash chain mono, stereo out to the halo, stereo out to the Zoma, stereo out to the stereo return of the never seen on camera, but it's there. We'll get it on camera one day. It's the simplified DLX into a stereo compressor, into record in stereo. What about that? So, little bit of boost from the Manis, and we'll dial in a little bit of red side. We're on the 10 stage phaser. In fact, we'll start there. That's the red side, blue side. Purple, both together. And we're going to go plate with harmonic on the Zoma. Very slow rate on the harmonic trem. And then we'll have the halo sound on the halo with a good bit of feedback, and we'll adjust the time and level to taste. Okay, that's interesting. So there's the phaser at the start of the chain. So cycle of gases, I'm going to hand you back over to cycle of gas. Pedalscapers, let's jam. Scape on YouTube cliches. Sorry. Okay, all right. Cheers, Matt. This is Matt in the Cycle of Gas studio signing out. So I'd like to thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming along and watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all the usual malarkey, blah, 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 etc., etc. To quote Matthew Elvis Brown, YouTube cliches. What do you think of the Keeley Oaxa? What do you think of what I gassed about earlier? The complexity versus simplicity, the lovely Keeley modern pedal format, the any music device with a screen on and deep dive menus. Does it bring you out in hives? You know, comment below, get the conversation going. Come back and watch another video. Join us on, what's it called? Patreon.com/pedalscapes. Come back and watch another video. I don't know where it is on Cycle of Gas. It might be down here. It might be down here. Join us on patreon.com/pedalscapes. Come back, watch another video. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Blimey.
What you got there? Is that more gear?
Oh, not more gear.
Really? More gear. Show me.
Blimey.
I want one of those.
We're having a laugh. In one gear and at the other. Cycle of gas.
Ambience. Blah, blah, blah. Fucking blah. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Etc, etc. There's a load of fucking ambient noise outside. You know, I just want to go and say, wait, pipe down, you fuckers. Anyway, I'm not going to do that because I'm not that sort of person, really. You know what I mean? I'm a bit more level-headed than that. So, where were we? Getting back on track. See, I really ought to go and pay them and thank them for making some blooper content for the channel. So...
Cycle of gas.
Fuck me. I mean, they are really fucking loud-mouthed. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up, you noisy cunts. Blah, blah, fucking blah. You know what I mean? They're just for fuck's sake trying to get some fucking work done in here. You know, fucking hell. Yeah. Blah, 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 fucking blah. You know, fucking hell. Let's fill the fucking hard drive up with a load of expletives. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway.
Cycle of gas.
The second I start to fucking talk serious, as if I'm trying to come on with content, they fucking kick off again. So anyway. Moving on.
Cycle of gas.